Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more City Skylines Mass Transit in our new Ravenna miniseries. I said that very angrily. Let's play some more City Skylines Mass Transit in our new Ravenna miniseries. So there's a couple of things I want to do to start off this particular episode. I mentioned at the end of the last one that I wanted to take some time to make this crazy little unique intersection. Well, it's really just based on my unique highway. If this thing wasn't there, then we wouldn't need this crazy Spider-Man thing. But I do need to give these lanes an opportunity to get up onto the high part, which currently they don't have. Only the high lanes do. So, or only the, not the high lanes, only these lanes have this ability. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And someone pointed out that I actually don't really need these anymore, which surprised me. But then when I checked out how things were looking, this is not actually a very windy area anymore. Maybe it never was. There was a time when these were pretty productive as far as the power production of our city. Now we could do a couple of different things. We could move them. We don't have to actually get rid of them, or we could just entirely delete them. And I think what I'm going to do, since I've got this going on over here, since I've got all this wind on this side of the river, and I haven't done anything yet as far as developing that side of the city, I'm going to move them. So we're going to start with that, and then we're going to work on that intersection as planned. So why don't I start with, so basically this entire section of the map is going to be devoted to wind energy, because we've already got a couple of wind, or high-level wind power plants right there in the water. We could always add another one of those, too, because it's still a very windy area. But we're going to move these over here one at a time. Try and evenly space them, like so. I don't know of a way to actually very evenly space them. So, tell you what, let's do 3 on either side, just to be super fancy about it. Alright, so there's that, and 2 more. And we'll be done. And then we're going to mess around with that intersection for a second. And then another thing I want to do, I have an idea for, and this is also based on a comment that I got, and I appreciate the suggestions on the previous episode. One of the nice things about doing episodes every other day is it really gives me a chance to when I haven't recorded a lot of episodes in advance, which sadly for this miniseries I've found myself, as easy as it is to record, an every other day miniseries a bunch in advance and cover a lot of time, it's actually been tough for me. Oh, there we go. For whatever reason, I couldn't see it. It's been tough for me to stay on top of the schedule with this one. But one of the nice things is that I do get the opportunity, especially when that is the case, I do get the opportunity to, tell you what, let's have those turn on so we can see their lights.
Predict that
Oh, we got a sinkhole. Damn.
At any minute. Residents should take precautionary measures.
Okay, well, hopefully that's not going to open up in a terrible spot, but hang on, I'm going to keep it paused just to finish what I was saying. I can respond to suggestions. I can listen to what you guys, have to say, any suggestions you might have, and implement them in a timely fashion. So that's one of the nice things. So we've got a sinkhole with size 5 that's about to open up somewhere, and we've got a pretty decent sized city, so I'm hoping it doesn't open up like right in the middle of a residential district. Okay. I've had sinkholes happen in offline play of cities, but it's funny that we get a warning that a sinkhole is going to happen. Why are some of them lit up and some not? Is it because they're not? Actually, you know what? We need to connect those to the grid as well. Hang on. And why is a lot of the city suddenly unpowered? Did the sinkhole open up and destroy something that I didn't see? Hang on. For whatever reason, it's saying that the city is unpowered, which doesn't make any sense. So let's start by, tell you what, can we extend these across the water? No, we can't. Can we extend this one across the water? Yes, we can. Perfect. And actually, you know what I don't need anymore? That one. Any other power lines that I don't need? Yeah, that's not necessary. So that I can probably rezone. Then we'll take a look at where this sinkhole is going to be. Just going to make these power changes with everything turned off. Why is so much of the city without power? It's unusual. The sinkhole must have opened up beneath like a power plant or something. I don't know. It could just be related to the fact that we've moved. Oh, you know what it is? the frickin' power plants, the wind power plants that I just moved were part of the... They were part of what connected these two. So let's just make this connection there and they'll be fine. Right, here's the sinkhole. Oh, great. It's in a new spot.
A sinkhole has occurred somewhere in the city. Stay out of harm's way and contact authorities with any information.
It actually opened up below the water there. So, okay. Minimum disaster. All right, so that crisis was averted. Now that we know the sinkhole issue is resolved, let's go ahead and return to the matter at hand, which is how the heck do we make these lanes work best? Now, someone mentioned, just go ahead and get rid of the windmills, which of course we've done. Now the question is there anything else we need to do? We were talking last episode about maybe reorienting those, but to this commenter's point, maybe we don't need to anymore. Let's have a quick look. So now what we can do here, I really wish it wasn't dark right now, because it'd be easier to see. All right, if I go there and then go like, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. That is exactly what I wanted. It's not the prettiest thing. It's going to be tough to make symmetrical. It's also not very well curved, is it? Hang on. Let's see if we can make it a little bit better. Nope. Nope. It's very, very difficult to make, good-looking roads in this game. As awesome as so many of these new tools are, like the angles and everything, to kind of help you figure out where exactly you want your roads to like start and stop and what angles you should follow and whatnot. It's very difficult just to make flowing roads that don't do anything janky. Yeah, we're just gonna go with that. Screw it. All right, so it's not the prettiest, but and also we need to reverse that flow. All right, so now folks coming onto the getting off the freeway rather from this side can just do that. And actually, hang on, do I need that power line anymore? Don't think I do. Yeah, the connection's happening here, so we're good. I'll just need to keep an eye on that, because that right there is the only connection between the two sides of the city. That right there is the reason this side of the city has power, aside from the windmills, which are set up to bring in power to that side as well. All right, so that's that. And let's also see what we can do on this side. Similar thinking, and the idea is actually to have a ramp that is... I might not have to bulldoze anything here. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so this one's going to go like so. And then hopefully it will... Oh, perfect. All right, so that's not, again, not the prettiest, but it works. Now people will be able to get on and off from both sides. It's crazy as hell, but now that gives people an opportunity to hop on that road. I might be doing some one of the really cool things you can do in City Skylines is you can do just massive underground highways, because you don't have to think about the logistics of what it would take to dig underground the way you would have to in real life. So you can just do underground thoroughfares that help people get from one end of the city to another. So that's one thing I wanted to do. The next thing, and I didn't even tell you what exactly I was thinking here, but this is what I want to do. We have right now... Yeah, I need to add the 2-lane roads with grass as well to the industrial, but let's not do that just yet. All of these roads here line up perfectly with one another. So I'm going to pick straight roads. And let me see what the best measurement would be. I guess just going straight across would be best. Yep. I don't know if that's symmetrical. Oh yeah, that's right. We've got, we're in the process of emptying these. So is that symmetrical? That looks symmetrical to me. Fairly, we can tell if we just... maybe not perfectly symmetrical. Because this is going... Yeah, it's like 1 or 2 tiles early. Again, this can be challenging in City Skylines to do this well. Alright, I think that's it. And then we'll have that go there. And that'll be a good barometer for the rest of them as well. Is that right? Okay, I'm just going to stick with it for now. When you can just measure straight out to this line, it's easy to do, but we don't quite have that much space. So, but I guess one thing we can do is kind of see... Yeah, it's 2 clicks short of that. So that's one measurement technique we can use. But yeah, we're just going to have all these roads extending all the way across. Yeah. Okay, so we got the measurement right. I know from using that new method. And we also, because we're doing this, we'll be able to zone some new industrial, some new actual industrial jobs at the same time. Then we're going to dedicate the second part of the episode to, like I said, improving infrastructure and such. continuing to add services, let industry level up. But there is one more thing I want to do. Okay, yeah, there's still a bunch of... That one can connect, but we're still waiting for these to empty before we can truly do this. See, now that I have several intersections following a similar pattern, it's easy to make sure they all look right, which is why you want to make sure you get the first one right. Of course. There's that. And again, these are not going to be designed for people to get on and off the highway. They're just designed for the industrial zones to be connected and for this to be expanded a little bit. So the next thing I want to do, now that I've done that, let's go ahead and unpause the simulation, let people use those new roads. Now we've got lots of abandoned buildings right now because people, these particular workers cannot, or these particular factories cannot find workers. And let me get to implementing that suggestion that I mentioned just a moment ago. And I think we might have a bit of a solution, at least as long as we have all this industry. We might eventually convert to the point where we have more educated populations, more educated citizens, a more educated citizenry. But for now, one of the things we can do is over here, and I do think I want to do it. I really wish it was daytime. Like, I can't really see right now. Oh, hello, lightning storm. I'm about to make some, like, development-related choices, and I can't, like, it's dark. I love the After Dark expansion, but right now, I actually kind of wish it was daylight, because I can't see the terrain, and I want to see, like, the terrain that I'm putting this on. What I want to do, and I'll go ahead and talk about it while we're waiting for the sun to come up. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and zone a new area of residential buildings that are closer to these buildings, and also set up a district and then tell those people not to go to school. Don't educate yourselves. I need you to work my factories. That's pretty much what we're going to do. I don't typically use districts that much in City Skylines, but one of the great things about doing YouTube campaigns is, you know, you get suggestions from people who have all kinds of different play styles, and you can incorporate those suggestions and find new ways to play, and ways that work and ways that don't for your given play style. And again, that's one of the reasons I love doing what I do here. So I am definitely going to work on maybe trying that district approach to see if we can get these indicators to go away, because there's a lot of them, and people are continuing to abandon buildings. Okay, the sun is coming up. Thank God. Let's go to speed 2 and get things even faster. Meanwhile, we're just bulldozing away. This is going to be the bulldozing episode, but you can see people are already using these. We're also emptying these out, so as soon as they're done emptying, I'll be able to move them to our new dump location. And also, this pollution will go away. There's a ton of pollution in this area of town on account of those things being present. So I'm glad to see people using these already. That's somewhat encouraging. I do want to upgrade those road types before long. Okay, now let's stop and think about where we want these houses to be. Yeah, we can have, like, houses back near that lake, you know, I mean, hang on. Yeah, let's think about this. What's the best way to do it? So right now, this is a this is not a monorail line road. It could be, but for now, let's keep it that way. Let's keep it a simpler part of town. It's almost like we're adding to Old Town in a way. God, we have so much money. Holy crap. Okay, now we don't want to have the houses right next to the industry. So let's have that. I want the lake in perspective. Yeah, let's up on top of that ridge. This is kind of a ridge here. It's a harder ridge here, but you can see like a softer part of it. So let's have housing starting here. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and create a divider. All right, so this is going to be our side road. And let's just start with that. And we're going to have a bunch of lower quality residential zones. Like so. We could also have an area here for schools and such. Maybe. And then we'll do more later on. But let's start with that. We also need to make sure they have power. Alright, so there's that. let's just start with those and see how much of a difference that makes. Let's connect a power line. I'm going to have you going pretty much like so. They're already watered, so that's good. What else do they need, really? I mean, I think they're good. One more thing I'll do is give these guys that road. And then I did say that I wanted to make this upgrade, so let's go ahead and do it. In this case, I don't mind that it's upgrading side roads randomly because we're upgrading all the roads to the same type. So basically, we're just adding grass to these road types. No, I don't want to change that road. Yeah, I don't want to change that one. Don't want to change any of those. The light is still weird because the sun hasn't come all the way up. I'll go ahead and unpause it, let things develop while I do this. Oh, I remember now. The one thing I haven't done is actually set the district typing up yet, so. Still thundering, even though we're starting to see sunlight. What's happening here? Sewage treatment. Oh. Are we having a power problem? Yeah, we are. Okay. We could do another solar power plant. I'll put out plenty of, Is there a... Hang on. Is there a map mode for the best spot to put a solar power plant? I wouldn't think so. I haven't heard anything about that. But I want to check. No. Let's... Alright, keep this as is. I guess we'll just have this one side by side with the other one, like so. There we go. And that should solve the electricity problem at least for a bit. Now all those should go away. Go away! I don't want you. Alright, thank you. Alright, now one more thing I need to do. Let's do some districting. Basically, let's paint with a little bit. No, that size brush is fine. And then we need to basically do this. Beautiful. Alright, this area... They're calling it the Barlow Hills District. Okay. Okay, policies. Those are fine. Now, we don't want education boost. We want schools out. So actually, yeah, we're not gonna really do schools in this area. I mentioned schools, but maybe parks, just so people have nice homes. But, yeah, we'll do like small parks, like so. So people like where they live. Are those watered? Yes, they are. They don't have power just yet, but they will soon. Oh, that's not actually connected. That's not helping anything. Let's see. If we bring it around this direction, then it's connected. There we go. Alright, now we've got that developing. I've got it on speed 3 just to see how quickly this addresses the issue. Let's destroy some of these buildings. I'm starting to see some of the indicators go away, but I can't tell if it's just because there are so many buildings that are getting demolished, or if it's because these new people are actually helping. We don't seem to have any new demand for residential right now, which doesn't help the situation, because it makes people not want to move into town. Still got some buildings over here that need to be done. Yeah, they're just getting abandoned left and right. This is why I needed to do this. Oh, there's still lots of complaints. There's definitely people moving in. Hang on, let's... What are the other policies I have in place here? Nah. No, that all looks good. So I guess I'll go ahead and expand on what I've started. Don't lie to me, game. I know you can build a road there. Thank you. Slope too steep. Give me a frickin' break. The road was just there. Oh my god. So annoying. Alright, well, just kidding. Can't build a road there. We're just gonna have this... Yeah, for whatever reason, this stupid thing built a slope. And now... Why? Why? Why does that even... Okay. Well, maybe no side road on this side of things. Or we'll bring the side road farther out. How about that? Maybe that's the solution. Jesus. All right, let's go ahead and make a connection there. And then, yeah, I suppose what we'll do is... Nope, not quite. There we go. We just have this area set up for zoning, I suppose. Yeah, it's still, just on account of the slope, it's still doing crazy things with the sloping. But you know what? I'm not even going to do that. Thank you. I'm not even going to do the side road thing on that side. I just want it to develop. I just want to see what happens when these folks are in the area to help populate some of these jobs. It should help in theory, but so far I'm seeing just as many issues on this side of town. What is the deal? Let's not bulldoze any road by accident. Got the game on speed 3 now. We have insane amounts of money. Yeah, the complaints are not going away. Despite everything. And also, that's been there for a while. Why is that? I mean, I guess I need to do something on this side of town with that regard. Or in that regard. So I guess I will... This is definitely a commercial side of town. It'd feel weird to have a cemetery right here. You know what? Yeah, rather than use those roads that I just built. Let's just have a cemetery next to the high school. Alright, now you guys can go pick up those bodies, because they've been screaming about that for a while. God, look at all the people using the monorail station. That's awesome. Lots of foot traffic. Meanwhile, these buildings still can't find anyone to work them, despite the fact that I have zones everywhere nearby. And people aren't even developing these, strangely enough. Also, I just remembered I need to... go ahead and expand that. There we go. Oh, now they're developing. Interesting. It starts developing as soon as I zone that. Interesting. I'll tell you what then. Let's go all in with it. Let's do a lot more in this area along the same vein. Some waterfront, lakefront homes here, I suppose. Be interesting to see what happens if I develop this. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's build this. Look at that road. Let's put homes out there. Why not? Let's see what happens. Alright, so now you're going to come out here. Excellent. And again, I need to expand the zone. So yeah, let's let this be an actual residential area here. We'll let that be one too. And then I guess I'll go ahead and add onto that road really quickly, like so. So that this can be a zone as well. And then we just need to close that road off so that it's proportionate to the others, and then do that. And now I just need... Nope, water's good. So let's go ahead and zone in that new... No. There we go. Oh, it's just like a millimeter off from the district. All right, there we go. So maybe, just maybe, crossroads and traffic. Maybe, just maybe, these will build up and start to do away with some of the issues. I'm starting to see some value changes go up here. So people are finding, these factories are finding workers, I think. We just created an entire section of town for my older, crappier industry, which we might not even need in the long term. But anyway, before I cut this one, let's take a look at what other services I need. Hospital-wise, yeah, there's not a lot of health services, or this is actually fire safety for the moment, but we don't have a fire station over here near the train station. We don't have them near these parks either. But I think, yeah, we've got a high school there. I want to go ahead and just have a fire station there. Be happy. Yay. Alright, so there's that. And let's see what police... Crime rate's 10%. Pretty good coverage. We haven't built a police helicopter depot yet, but we totally can. We can build one out by the dump or the power plants. Yeah, you know what? Let's get the prison back here. Let's put it next to the prison. Wait. Wrong type of road. There we go. Now we're going to have police helicopters flying around the city. And it will be glorious. Let's make sure you're watered. Oh, God, that's terrible. There we go. Nice. And there they go. We now have police helicopters. And there was much rejoicing. Alright, I'm starting to see fewer... Hang on, we need to destroy a few more buildings here. Let's keep... Well, I'll let the game run, because I want to see what happens as I replace these. But it seems like some of the issues are going away-ish, maybe, perhaps. Not really. Can't quite tell. Seems like I'm starting to see some of the icons go away as people move into this part of town. Any new lakefront homes want to develop? I want to see what happens if people build houses like right here. Because we totally zone that. Alright, so I guess another area I need to do in our Barlow Hills district. That's a very, very appropriate name for what we've done with this district. I don't know why, but it feels right. So let's do a somewhat narrower... just to separate. I think that's the same length I did before. Let's do a little bit farther. Yeah, that's a little better. So let's do that. Or, you know what? You know what's even better? Here's what we'll do. We'll just build that out to full length, but then I want to have an actual straight up intersection here. Of course not. Of course the slope is too steep. Of course you can't just work like a normal road. We're going to build you first, and then we're going to build your buddy, and there's nothing you can do. Fine, fine. You're not going to be connected. Screw you. I hate you. Good God. Roads in this game, man. Again, we're playing the mass transit expansion. You would think they would have made that a little better by now. Don't get me wrong, the options are pretty awesome in this game, especially compared to, you know, how things used to be and like what you would expect from a modern city simulator game, but there's just some things that's like, come on. you're giving me a little bit too much trouble based on the terrain. Okay, so I don't think I need to have that sideways line anymore, first of all. Or do I? Yeah, I still need it, I think. So, before I cut this one, let's go ahead and we're going to do a commercial area here for our residents. Nope, not there. Nope, not there either. We just need to come out by the right distance. There we go. That's what I wanted the first time. Alright, so that road went right under the power line the way it's supposed to. Imagine that. And actually, that should be good. Let's go ahead and just do some low-density commercial for our new residents. We could do some here as well if we wanted to, but not quite there. Let's just do that. And then last but not least, of course, they must be watered. And they must be added to the district. Excellent. So now those places will have a little bit more to do. And it does seem like the problem is lessening a little bit, finally. It might become a problem again in the future, again, when we really focus on building more offices. And how are we doing over here, by the way? Are these empty yet? Yes, one of them is empty. Be gone. Away with you. We'll move you over here. All right, one is gone, which means we can add another. Oh, that's right, we still haven't finished doing these upgrades yet either. Oh, that one's not. How did that happen? How the hell did that happen? After all that to do at the beginning of the episode. That's better. Okay, I'm glad I caught that. That would have been super obnoxious to catch that after the end of the episode. Like, you have got to be freaking kidding me. Let's unpause it. Yeah, things do seem to be improving over here. There's a bit of a trash problem now, oddly enough. So the incinerators probably need to be improved. So before I cut this one, I guess I said that a moment ago. Let's do a large advanced incineration plant. And where do we have our current incinerators? In the middle of the industry area? Well, we can keep it that way. Tell you what, we've got a lot of abandoned buildings here. Let's just put it right frickin' there, far away from our city. And having some incineration, some advanced incineration in place there should help with the garbage issue. But anyway, we're 33 minutes into this episode. I'm having too much fun, and I need to go ahead and stop this one here. Words, if I can actually speak. In the next one, we are going to, we definitely have a garbage issue, so we need to make sure that we stay focused on that, because the trucks are having trouble getting all the way out here. We may even need to do some additional garbage production, or some additional garbage buildings on this side of town in the next episode or two. But, oh wow, we've got some residential skyscrapers popping up over here. Oh wait, no, these are commercial skyscrapers. Very good. Still dead people waiting around. How are things doing on this highway now that those ramps have been built? A lot of backup here, oddly enough. So a lot of people getting backed up trying to get onto the freeway. It's because of this mess. So why is this happening? Hang on, we need to look at traffic routes. But I'm going to do that in the beginning of the next episode because, yeah, this is a problem. We've got a perpetual traffic jam here, and I'm not quite sure why. But we need to take a look at how we might be able to fix that issue. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are going to be coming out every day at 9 a.m. or every other day. One of these days I'll get that right. Every other day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.